Hi, welcome back. Welcome to this shipment disaster. I have purchased this and it was a good deal. And the Beogram 1000, this is the model, as you can see over there. It was completely destroyed inside the very weak packing. Luckily, the Beocenter 2600 is a bit saved, despite there is this corner bent. But this, man, it's completely destroyed in all its parts. I've been able to save the schematic and a small chip of the veneer, which is onto this side over there. Back side, it's completely destroyed, no way to recover the missing parts. Where to start? Well, I think first of all I will start to see if I can save the turntable, and if I will go ahead and reassemble these and gluing back all the wood and hope that I can save it. Will not be clearly perfect, but usable. I will clean all the parts. Well, actually, even if this will not work, I will probably try to save it the same as a static display. And then I will move on to the Beocenter. This is the bottom of the Beogram 1000. I already have seen a broken wire. The stylus is broken in half, so the stylus is an SP14, is not usable. And this is the jumper board. There was an option that the turntable itself could directly amplify and convert equalization. So the option is not present. This is the motor and the beautiful speed adjustments over there, which it seems to be a bit damaged. This is the I believe the power switch. There is an oily residues over there. So, by the way, the stylus is a problem because it's very expensive, but however, I want to see if I can save mechanically. Then I will provide a replacement stylus in the future. So let's try to remove the mechanical part and see if I can at least save this. I have removed the platter and there is a metal chip onto the bottom. Not see very well. However, yeah, it seems that we are going in the right direction to see how it's inside. Okay, the motor assembly is out. However, I think it would be a nice idea to remove all the wirings and work with the motor alone without the platter. I don't want to risk to damage the Tonearm more than it's yet done. So the motor now is free. By the way, this is the DIN plug for the Tonearm signal, and no power plug has been removed. Okay, with the turntable removed, I can now check all the mechanical parts. It's a bit sticky, but not really bad. This is a bit sticky, So I think we need an entire process of maintenance here. However, I am not sure that is still functioning, as I'm seeing bent parts here. Okay, that is the lifting command. Okay, that might be correct or not, don't know, need to check. So let's go ahead in this. This shaft, it's completely frozen up, no way to turn, very, very hard, and I don't want to break anything, so I will check if it is bent, and the problem is that it's bowed like that and can't turn inside this, or if it is because this cam is working fine, or if there is some problem here. I'm seeing some rust over there. I have removed this clip, which should hold the shaft itself, but it's still very okay. I start to move now. Okay, look at that. It's moving this regulation over there. That is a very amazing design. Okay, I'm cleaning manually with WD-40. I don't want to completely dismantle the unit if I don't need. So that is quite an annoying process, but must be done. This is the regulation, the speed regulation that goes inside this groove. So I'll be back when I will be finished. Well, it seems, by the way, that some dismantling is necessary. So I have removed this regulation unit that it was preventing me to clean down there. So I will have the chance now to clean everything in a more efficient way. And the removal of this clip allowed me to slide it out a bit so I can clean and then lubricate. But I want to avoid to remove completely and lose the string routing that it seems to be quite tight and perhaps also complicate. So I will proceed the cleaning this way. There is no way to avoid this. I need to clean all the inside over there and down there. The regulation system mechanism is quite sticky and need a bit of attention, so there is no other way. The motor assembly is back together. The idler is spinning pretty free as the motor does. The speed regulation is doing what we expect that it should, as well as the regulation that now I am able to turn by hand, so it's quite free. At this point, I have two major tasks to perform: the Plinth repair and the Platter and Tonearm repair. Well, I would like to start with the Plinth first, since I will use it as support for the Platter. Yeah, so I think I will do that first. They need to be bonded together back again. if I will be able. I am not really good to do woodworks, but I will try my best and hopefully I can save it. But first of all, I need to remove all the mold that is all over the place here. So yeah, for sure I will remove the bottom cover from here and try to repair. So let's go ahead with this. I've got everything separated, so I can now start to recreate the puzzle. Very big damage. I have sprayed the entire frame, or plinth if you will, with a mold killer. It did a good job, so no mold signs anymore. So I will dry out and start to glue. Okay, I have bonded together all the parts. I wrap around this belt and tighten with this vise, with the addition of this that should hold in a good position. It's quite nicely aligned. Unfortunately, the wood height is not the same, so or we have to decide where we want to be aligned, and I decided to align at the bottom. Clearly it will need some attention later on, but yeah, let's let it overnight like that, and tomorrow should be ready to be cleaned and probably touch it up with paint. While I'm waiting the dry out of the glue, I will take care of this platter as to bond the wooden part, the upper wooden part. We'll need all the hardware that I have mounted on the lower side. So I want to take care of the Tonearm. This is bent. The Tonearm itself seems that it is in need of a bit of adjustment. It's wiggling a bit, and it's missing the counterweight. Moreover, the adjustment here is not correct. When it's down, should fit perfectly inside this support, and it's clearly too much high. So I don't know if it's a matter of adjustment here. Well, since I'm struggling trying to remove the lifting mechanism, I decided to remove the Tonearm. So I had removed the Tonearm wirings as well as the output wirings. So I'm now free to remove everything there. Tonearm is out, and I'm now able to clean it and rebond this rubber strip that prevent the rubbing onto the lifting mechanism. However, this is stuck and doesn't move and doesn't want to come out. So hopefully I will find a way. I don't want to force it too much. By the way, as you can see, there is not so much left on the platter. We only have this basic support, which are not easy to remove. There is a solder blob over there. So this is the Tonearm support. Well, looking more closely, there is clearly an oil leakage here. And I'm afraid that here there is a dumping system that has failed. And indeed, it seems that this mechanism is composed by three pieces. This one, this ring, and the tapped inner part. And I'm afraid that we have a problem here. I'm not able to slide out this part. Don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, let's go ahead and try to fix it. Well, usually I don't like to use brute force, but in this case I don't think we have the... Okay, very nice. We don't have any other chance, so I should be able to... Yeah, it's coming apart. Oh, finally. But again, I don't want to come out. Yeah, let's see off camera if I can slide it out. Well, it seems that we have some burrows onto this hole. Okay, I have reassembled and let it soak inside a very thick oil. It's 90 degrees SIA. So it's well, not sure if it will work as it should, but it seems quite smooth in action. So very smooth. I will need to test it with the proper spring, so we will see later on. But at this point I can take care of the Tonearm. I have this small rubber strip to repair. Here we have the weighting spring. So yeah, let's see what we can do. The Tonearm now is pretty clean and came up pretty fine. And also the adjustment has completely cured the shaking problem. So this is done and I can move ahead onto the Plinth gluing. I have removed all the clamping system from the bottom of the Plinth. Came up pretty solid and very flat, so not bad. There is some gap here to be filled up, and it's not because it's not well glued, it's just because the wood itself has shrinked. So probably this is also the reason why it was weak and completely destroyed while it was in shipment, despite the packing itself was very weak. Probably I will end up with some wood filler and paint it, touch it up to let it be like this corner. I have the same problem right here over the missing black paint over there. And this again is not a matter of bad positioning. As you can see, it's the wood itself prepared like that. So, but all in all, it's not too bad. I mean, pretty happy about that. So I can move ahead with the upper part. And this is how I'm going to glue. I just apply a bit of glue, wooden glue, and then spray it out with a brush. So I will have a nice layer covering the contact surfaces. So that's the upper portion of the Plinth. Yeah, seems fine. All the patches in the corner are touched. So let's give it the time to dry out. Well, we are starting to see some results. So at least the plinth is back together, still to be refined and cured the veneer, but at least it's now a plinth. So at this point I can start to work to the platter and try to fix all the issues with the Tonearm and see if we can have some success. Well, I've just tried to clean the bottom of the spindle, and there are some metal particles that makes me a bit scared. I'm afraid there is some dusty down there. Hopefully it's not the spindle itself that is damaged. I have cleaned the spindle of both platter and the plate and lubricate, and now it's spinning very smoothly. I have temporarily installed it to check that. Now I'm going to reassemble all the components of the Tonearm, and then we will check the geometry that should works as required onto the service manual. Well, it seems that I've been too much optimistic. I'm using this broken 78 record to align this, and if I clearly now is just a coarse adjustment, since the needle is missing the tip, the very tip, only the diamond. It's still touching the cantilever. By the way, there is no way that this will lay flat and parallel while this is touching, because the queuing mechanism will not even touch the Tonearm. So I unfortunately had to make the setup as required onto the service manual, which is to keep the top of the cartridge at 4 millimeters, if I'm not mistaken, against the record. So at this point I can install the Tonearm rest and go ahead from there. Well, I think we are done with this, and as you can see, it's working as expected, and it's a bit fast, but not really much, and I will keep it like that. So in the manual say that this should slide in easily when is in the upper position, so that seems to be fine. I can now proceed with the motor assembly. Okay, we are starting to see how it will be when finished. I have reattached all the motor wiring, and I've also mounted a temporary plug, so we should see the motor spin. I already have checked for windings continuity and leakage, and the motor is fine. So okay, yeah, it's seems that it's spinning pretty nice. Clearly without belt we do not have That is really bad. The belt pulley is bent. They must be cured. That is really bad. Okay, so I will remove the entire section again, and I will fix the problem, and I will try back again. Well, the straightening of the pulley seems that have cured almost all the wiggling, so I can go ahead and finish in the plinth and take care of the platter. I have completely dismantled uh, the platter pad, since it was really dirty, and I want to clean a bit this external ring in order to remove all the oxidation signs. There are many fingerprints, oxidations and damages signs that I'm not able to remove. I sprayed all the kind of product, but it has damaged the treatment, so there is nothing to do. By the way, I can now reassemble and finish the plinth. The platter is reassembled, so also the plinth is finished. All the strips are stapled back in its place, so I can reassemble the deck and see the result. And that's is where we are now, which is not so bad. I have machined the counterweight and I'm going to install. I'm still waiting the new stylus for the cartridge as well as the belt. However, I can now mount this. I will leave it this color. The original one, oh, it's in black color, but I wanna just see how it is like that. It's press fitted and it is 120 grams, which seems to be fine. So let's try to go there and put down. Okay, slide a bit back. Too much. Yeah, we are almost there. Yeah, as you can see, it's working fine, and to me, it's looking more professional with the counterweight in a metal color. It is coated with a clear lacquer. Not too bad. So I think I will leave it like that. At this point, I can cure the lid while I'm waiting the belt and the stylus for the cartridge. And this is, by the way, the schematic that comes with the turntable, and it shows the phono preamplifier, and I think is also the equalizer. So this feedback should be the equalization. It would be interesting to build this PCB. Perhaps in the future I will try to do that. This is the actual and current configuration. And interestingly, to supply the bird, it's using a coil that is wound inside the motor, which is feeding the circuit and rectified over there. So that is really an unusual setup. I never have the opportunity to see such configurations in any other turntable that I worked with. So yeah, this is the bottom cover. I'm pretty happy about the result. It was cracked here and there. I glued it back. I've also cured the, let me flip around, all the mold, and it's not too bad. So all in all, this in the end will be not really bad. Clearly there are still some damages signs, but it's acceptable for me. And together that, I also have cured the two locking screws of this cover into the evaporust, and they came up pretty nicely for the age and the status. So I can now assemble everything, flip it around, and show how the lid comes out. And this is how the turntable looks like after I've polished it as best as I could, the lid. There are a lot of scuffs, and probably it would require an entire polishing process with sandpaper. I don't think I will go for that. It's good enough for me at this point. I can do it later on, but there is also this crack that there is nothing that I can do. So perhaps in the future I will find a better lid. Pretty happy with the result, by the way, if we think where we were starting from. New bath is in. Well, moment of truth is arrived. Let's see if it works. And yeah, let's see. Yeah, it's running. I'm not sure that you will see the strobe, but it seems that it's quite stable. I've tried with this speed meter. It seems a bit low. It's 32.7. By the way, it seems that the belt it's really tight. However, I think should be good enough to test it. This is my next challenge. Repair the stylus or replace the stylus onto this. I've been able to drill the broken stylus, to drill the plastic stubs of the stylus cover. So I've been able to remove the stylus itself from the caddy, or shell, if you will. And I have sourced this replacement stylus, which is for an SP6, and the seller also sent me all this junk and this cover, which is cracked, but at least there is. So what I want to do is to install this stylus replacement onto the SP14 shell with the relevant cover. I will glue the cover directly onto the shell and the stylus onto the shell, same on the inside over there. Clearly this is not the same of that, but should work, hopefully. Otherwise I will go for another stylus. But this has been a very reasonable price. So hopefully this, let me try on camera that. I am a bit scared, but I want to do it. If this will match, yes, it will. So I may try to glue this stylus onto this shell, and let's see the result. This is the glue that I'm going to use to bond this onto the shell. Few tiny drops with a screwdriver onto the shell itself. Okay, just let it dry for a bit. Okay, this is the final result with the glue cured. Is not perfect. I mean, it's a bit lined on this side, and I think I will leave like that for the moment. Unfortunately, I've tested this cartridge and is open the winding. The other one is it's good. So I will use this. Unfortunately, as you will see in the future videos, I'm having a second turntable to be overhauled and repaired. So unfortunately, I can't have two. But well, let's see if at least this one is working. Well, as I'm not having a device to test this turntable within until I will have repaired and restored the beer center. I will do with this signal tracer. I'm currently playing a 78 record. Here we go. One channel and the other channel. It's working. So both channels are responding, and I'm not sure that this cartridge is the right for 78, but it plays, so we can call it fixed. Let's reassemble everything and see the final result. Well, I can now place the original schematic in its folder, and yeah, it's a very nice thing, this. So it's some delicate movement here. All right, let's place this in place. Last step is also done. The bottom cover in place.
I can, yes I can.
Anything you can say, I can say faster.
Well, as we can see, everything is back in its place. The cartridge, it's working as expected. The Tonearm, it's working as expected. So everything seems to be brought as in original condition. Clearly, it's not a perfect condition. It was a real mess. However, I'm quite happy for the result, and I hope that also the biocenter that came with this can be saved in the same way, and hopefully in a bit easier way. So I hope you have enjoyed this savage, and I'll be back soon. Thank you very much for watching.